business bleeding cash and you have no idea where your money is going? Do you have enough clients? But still, it's like your money is being drained by a bottomless pit. My name is Olivia, and today I am going to share with you what are the five biggest leaks in your business. And obviously, there are many other leaks, but these are the five that it's quietly eating away your profits and keep your business in the red. So, welcome. The first and number one, it is underpricing. Okay. This is one thing that many business owners are guilty of. And what is underpricing? Underpricing is when you charge too little for your services or your products. You don't charge enough to satisfy your heart, to cover your overheads, to cover your costs. And underpricing, it's one of the biggest silent killers of your business. And the thing is, underpricing has a lot to do with a lack of confidence in your ability to not deliver the service. You know that you are good at what you are doing, but you don't have the confidence to raise your prices. But as long as you underprice, undercharge, your business will not grow. You won't make a profit because, first of all, you will not be making enough money to pay yourself a salary, to fund your lifestyle, even to cover the costs of your business. So, next time, every time when you have to give a client a price, and you know that little insecurity, little self esteem monster wants to come and sit on your shoulder, you have to ask yourself, what is the cost to me if I don't charge right? Let's look at number two. It's your cash flow um, management. Let's put it like that. Okay. Don't judge me on my handwriting, right? The second thing is you don't have a cash flow plan. So, but let's just stop because I like to explain what are these terminologies and the words that are being thrown around. And cash flow, it's a word that's being used extensively by anyone who's talking about business. But what is cash flow and why is it so important? Cash flow is the actual cash you have in your bank account, the actual cash you have in your savings account, the actual hard cash that you have, that if there's an emergency, that you are able to cover it. Why is it a problem if you don't have a cash flow plan? Because if you don't have a cash flow plan, you will not manage your cash flow. You will not check what money, how much is coming in and how much is going out and how much hard cash you actually have. Which means if there's a crisis, there's no money to dip your hands on because you don't have cash. And this is slowly killing your business because it is crucial, vital, important, imperative. Did I leave any words out? For you to have cash available. Let's say, for instance, you are a business in New York or in California or in Texas, and something happens to your biggest supplier and they cannot pay you for that specific month. Now you end up with your biggest supplier didn't pay, so you know you don't have any income. And because you don't have a cash flow plan, there's no income and you don't have hard cash because you were planning with the money that was still coming in. Let's look at number three, random expenses. Okay. For every business to run efficiently, you will have expenses. You have to pay your salaries, your internet and data, your fuel, your stock, your stationery, your printing services, your thing and subscriptions. So think of all of these things that you need to run your business in terms of rent, because you need to pay the place where you have your space, in terms of gas, utilities. So these are all your expenses. So it's not expenses that are killing your business. What is killing your business is A, you don't have control over your expenses. So what I mean with that, now I come and I have now discovered this wonderful software. And it's part of my affiliates. And I come to your business and I say, hello, business in New York. I have this amazing software that will make your life so much easier. Subscribe to it. Next month, I come with another subscription that I'm offering you. Like, if you take this from me, your business will flow so much better. You will make so much more money. You will save so much more time. But here is the thing, when this becomes a problem, when if I sell you a subscription, which, by the way, it's one of the biggest leaks, unnecessary subscriptions. When I come to you and I sell you the subscription, but you don't really need it, but you took it because I'm so brilliant at what I'm doing in convincing you that actually you need this thing from me that you're never going to use in your business. Random expenses, right? It's one of this is the one, it bleeds you dry. And you don't even realize it because you are not managing your expenses. Not because you don't know how to run your business, but because these are the things. It slips through the cracks. Let's look at number 4. Compliance only thinking. Okay. Anyone, anywhere in the world who is running a business has to be compliant, even though there is the common understanding and the knowledge that the economy of America is built on non-compliance. But when you are a small business, you don't have the luxury of not being compliant. So why then is compliance only? Why is it a profit leak? Why does it eat your profits? This is why. If you run your business and throughout the year you ignore your quarterly taxes, you ignore even when it's filing season, your annual taxes, you forget. You're like, I'm not going to pay. What happens? With compliance only, there are 2 issues at play. The one is you ignore it and only pay it when it needs to be paid. So now you have not filed your quarterly taxes. So now when it's time for your annual taxes, now you realize, oh my gosh, I only thought I had to file once a year to be compliant. You did not make provision for your taxes. So now that is an added extra expense that you knew that you have to pay, but you didn't plan for it. And you think, but because I just have to be compliant, as long as I'm compliant, I'm fine. But here is the thing. If you only focus on compliance, you forget about your profit. And for your business to grow and to stop the leaks, you must think compliance, profits, foundation. The right financial foundation a tax-ready foundation. This all ties in with compliance because your business can be compliant, but you're not making money. And that is why you have to start thinking of a profit first business. If you want to know what that means, you have to watch out for my other videos. The next one, personal and business finances. This is my biggest bone of contention with clients. As a bookkeeper, when I take you on as my client, obviously the first thing I need to do, I need to take an audit of your books. And when I say an audit, because audit has become another word that sounds so formal and fanciful, but basically is I look at your books and I just see where are your biggest expenses? Who are your biggest clients? And then when I look, most of the time, the biggest leak, the weakest link in the business, it's you, the business owner. Because as money comes in, it gets taken out immediately for your personal use. Instead of sitting down and crunching the numbers with someone like me, instead of sitting down with your bookkeeper and crunch the numbers, you just take the money because you need to pay your mortgage, you need to pay your car, you need to pay your children's school fees. You have your own personal expenses. There's nothing wrong. We all need money to sustain our lifestyles. We all have needs and wants. And we start our businesses so that to provide for our families, to provide in our own needs. But if there is no control, it becomes a massive, massive problem. Because this, mixing business and personal expenses, it is one of the biggest reasons that companies go under. Not because there's no money coming in. Your pricing can be right. Your cash flow can be good. Your expenses can be under control. But if you are mixing your business and your personal finances, it's like you are trying to dig a hole with a teaspoon. That is what you are doing. Trying to dig a hole with a teaspoon, it's an unnecessary time-wasting exercise. So you, in this case, you are showing the business the money of your business. So how do you fix this? And let me know in the comments which one of these things resonate with you, right? And if any of this ring a bell, book a consultation call, send me an email, share your problems with me, because this is the one thing that I always find very heartbreaking when I come into a business is a brilliant business owner loves what they are doing. But because their finances are not in order and you think that you are alone, you think you're the only one struggling with this problem. And yes, you're not alone. And here I am to help you solve these issues in your business. So how do you fix it? Because it's very nice to hear about a problem, but now let's look at the solution. The first one, let me change the color of I came prepared. Let me change the color here. Let's make the solution in red. Number one, get your pricing right. How do you get your pricing right? The key is before you give a quote, you must consider all your costs to deliver that service or that product. So let's look at service-based because it's in the service-based industries where the losses and the leakages are, it can be huge because it's sneaky. So for your pricing, you have to consider, because you are delivering a service, your data, your airtime, you have to consider your electricity, your fuel, your time, your stationery. These are the foundation, the basics, because all of this you need. Then there's your skill and your knowledge. So when you price, to get your pricing right, you consider your data, your airtime, electricity, your fuel, your time, your stationery, your skills, and your knowledge. And then you work a quote out based on this, right? So that is in terms of your pricing. And another thing that I just have to mention with pricing, it's you have to work on your confidence to get it right. Because initially you might think, but I can't ask that much. You can, because you are delivering a quality and a valuable service. Let's look at the next one, which is number 2, cash flow. You have to start managing your cash flow. When it comes to managing your cash flow, whenever you get an amount in, you take 10%, between 3 and 10% of that money. Immediately you transfer it to a separate savings account. That's the only way how you can manage your cash flow. Don't keep all your money in one bank account. That is a recipe for disaster. Number 3, then it's manage your expenses. If I come to you and I say to you, I have this amazing software that I use, you need to ask, is it going to save me time? Is it going to save me money? How long, how steep is the learning curve? Will it increase productivity? And can I afford this? These are the questions of how to manage your expenses, and then also do an audit every month. You do an audit on your expenses. You go through all the list of your expenses to see, and that's another service that I deliver. To audit your expenses so that you can see what do you need, because you might find that subscription you took out 10 years ago that you have forgotten how to use, and it's there because it automatically goes out of your account. You didn't even know that you were paying for it. Number 4, compliance only thinking. Again, what you do, the same as with the cash flow, when you get money in, you take immediately. You take between 3 and 10% of that money and you put it and you say, this is for taxes. Then you know you are not just making provision for compliance, but you are making provision, you are building your profit as well. Number 5, personal and business. Separate your funds. You have to get paid. You have to make money from your business. And how do you do that? Separate your funds. Instead of just using the business income wildly like it's going out of fashion and you are in desperation mood, start separating instantly. Work out an amount of what you know, what you can take out of your business so that you can survive. And that is how you separate your funds. Don't mingle business and personal funds. When you do take money out for your personal business, for your personal account, make sure that it's clearly showing your reference show maybe salary or personal needs so that you can see where the money is going. So that was in a nutshell what are the biggest problems, the biggest leaks, and how you can stop it. So book a consultation call, get in touch with me. And also, I would love to hear from you in the comments to let me know what are your issues? What do you struggle with when it comes to the 5 biggest leaks? And that's the end of the video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and I would welcome any suggestions, any issues that you have with your business. Let me know, and I will make a video about it, because this is a channel for serious business owners who want to grow their business. So thank you so much for watching. Okay, let's see.